Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy pre-Sabbath, brothers and sisters. Happy pre-Sabbath to you. Happy pre-Sabbath to you. Pushed it back a couple of minutes, so I got to give you a couple of seconds to get on. Come in the room. Come in the room. Come in the room. Got a hot topic for you tonight, brothers and sisters. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I hope we can get this out to you as clear as possible. I'm gonna do this. Like to say, I'm gonna do this. All right. Banners. Put them up there. Put them up there. Put them up there. I see one person in. Give a shout out. Praise the Lord that you're in the room. On the Sabbath night, I know my brother is at work. Ben Israel. He already had a message up here for us in the comments section. Let's go. Yes, sir. Ben Israel in the house. Shogun, my boy is here as usual. Yes, indeed. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I would like this. I want to start a minute or just a two, just so I can let at least a couple of more people to get into this room so that they can hear this in its entirety, because this is a head busser. We know we did a series called Head Busser, and we always gonna make a little proof to show that this is exactly what we're doing. I want people to come in and see this one, even if they have to go back and see it they on their own, because I am literally tired of seeing this false chart going around here confusing our brothers and sisters. Our brothers and sisters are really confused. We got enough problems as it is. You know, we are the lost sheep of the house of Israel, but why complicate that? Why? By telling lies. That's doing the work of the dragon, the serpent. That's what that's doing whenever you're not telling the truth on it. And I'm gonna make clear that there's no way that could be possible, because it's flaws right off the back with that chart. So pay attention to it till we get it. We got a couple of people here. Give it a couple of minutes, and then we'll get right into it. We will get right into it. I'm gonna go through this lesson. I don't know if it's gonna be long, but I'm gonna go ahead and make proof of what I gotta say and get off here. By that time, it should be dark. The Sabbath should be going on. I'll be praying to the Lord, and hopefully to give you some understanding on how you can get that salvation. Salvation is for all people. The salvation, just the very nature of a chart that isolates only to a few people and then brings some other nations in, is just ludicrous. And you saying that God, a lot of the Israelite brothers are saying that God is going to kill all of these other people and leave just you and these people alive. And they go, it's just too much to debunk that. So I had to pick out what I needed to pick out to get that done. But it's gonna be clear. And I'm gonna start off just telling you it's clear how easy this is to debunk. Because what you have to do with this 12 tribes of Israel chart is you have to understand how they came about. You also got to understand how you know who they are, because they were a part of the covenant made with Abraham, with Isaac, and to Jacob and his 12 sons. Okay, so if the 12 sons' name should be any place on the chart, because they are the original 12 tribes of Israel, can't get no other. Nobody else is blessed. He had a daughter. You don't mention her name on there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's this to the 12 tribes of Israel who can produce and make it. It just doesn't make sense for that to be, stated like that. So we're going to clear up some discrepancies. And I think, pridefulness will make them, since we ain't used to having nothing as a people. So when we find that they're Israelites, the first thing we do, we want to take ownership of it and have it for nobody else. And that's what we have in our mind. Oh, that's our repayment for what we've been through. No, that's not the case. You were in a covenant. A covenant means an agreement between two parties. That means there's stipulations that the 12 tribes of Israel got to do, and there's stipulation that God has got to do to fulfill what he said he's going to do. In your part, you were hired to do a job. You were hired to bring back all the sons and daughters in Adam to him. That's why you are the world's priest. And we're going to show that that chart is just totally erroneous, false. I use the title faker and phonier than the $3 bill times two. I got a $3 bill and a $6 bill on that chart because it makes no sense, brothers and sisters. So I don't want to have everybody, we'll be here all night. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start this. I get my banners up. First, I'm gonna put any disclaimers out. All audio and visuals are used for teaching purposes only. Please do not use anything without consent from the owners. Brothers and sisters, we want to, follow all the Digital Media Act in case we play some videos. I'm not going to play any videos, but I am going to show some real receipts on where some of these tribes are, thus disproving that chart. That chart is, oh my goodness, the chart is unbelievable, okay? So I got the disclaimer up here. Now I do the other house of business before I start. Put all your questions in. We don't get a lot of questions because they see we reading out of the Bible, but I would love your questions for us. Email us at nointerpretations@gmail.com. And we made that email up because we don't try to interpret the Bible. That's why we use the chart according to what the Lord put out there in the Bible. Either you believe it or you don't. He said, don't add or take anything away from, this book. So where are you adding and putting in some other people that's not on that chart? And then you putting them on the people who are not even the 12 tribes of Israel. This is an easy fix to resolve. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Like we start all the time. I'm going to start off and I'm going to read the law to you, and then I will get into my presentation or my lesson or my teaching tonight, brothers and sisters. So without further ado, I'm gonna start off with the 10 Commandments. Let's see if we get a comment because I ain't gonna take them for that. Oh, there go my girl. Peace to you, happy Sabbath to you, Tequila. We did this thing on Trevor's channel a long time ago. When I first came on the scene, I was just getting a smithereen worth of knowledge. So and I see the comment that you had put on there. You was I just got through watching it so I can make this up. And Tequila was putting on the board while I was trying to explain to them some of the same things I'm gonna go over tonight about, like the Indians. They say the Indians are Israelites. The Indians own slaves, and Tequila put the receipts on the board so everybody can see it. It went over everybody's head. I just shook my head. Then I said the video is too long, and I'm not going to even play the video now. I think it's just almost insane that that's saying that you're African American, and then all of a sudden your kids come down in the future, they come back and say their kids is Puerto Rican. How is that possible? You can't switch a nation. Then they had some other things wrong. So stick around, Tequila. I want to just make this clear. I'm going to bust it up right from the beginning. This with the same stuff that I used on the show, on the Straight Talk Society show. They couldn't hear me. I pray that they can hear me now because it's very important. But I'm tired of that chart going around misleading our people and the other people that it's giving false hope to. Okay, so without further ado, let me get into the reading of the law. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. There shall have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land in which the Lord God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Now let's go over to Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 12, verses 13 and 14. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. The last spot we'll go to is Revelations 22, the end of the book, when the Lord is back here, verses 14 and 15. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Okay, brothers and sisters, that was the reading of the law, past, present, and future tense when he's in the kingdom. If you notice, I said, that they may enter in through the gates into the city. And when everybody passed, they talk about going up to the pearly gates of heaven. Yes, that heaven is going to be down in Jerusalem. And we will end with that to let you know that that chart can't be real, because it is a tribe, one of the 12 tribes of Israel on every gate. When the Lord is back, I'm talking about the Father, when his kingdom come down, in Revelations 21, 22, they say New Jerusalem coming down. The ending of it is Ezekiel 48. And I'm going to read that at the end to you to let you know that at the beginning, I'm going to start off with these 12 tribes, the name of the list. And I'm going to show you where all they went, how they came about. And I'm going to end with that verse so that you will know that when that kingdom come down here on earth, just like I read to you, when you enter in through the city, through the gates, you will have a 12 tribes of Israel, not that chart. So that chart cannot be right if I'm going to start at the beginning with one, then you make up one, and then when the Lord come back at the end, he go his original 12 on that chart. It can't change. This is the 12 tribes of Israel chart, not all of this other foolishness that they're putting out. Now, I understand how they can sneak it in there and say it, because the two people that they have on there, I'm just going to go and tell you, they're going to have an inheritance, but it's going to be in that same spot in Ezekiel 48. They're going to get a portion. So the two names I'm going to show you, I'm going to read that list to you, and it's not on there. They're not on there. So without further ado, I will, let me see, what do I have that? But no, I'm just gonna go get into the things and start debunking that 12 tribes chart, and I get it. And I'll tell you from the beginning. Do I want to do though? I just want to read. I'll just read. I'll let the book do the talking. So pay attention to real clear to this, and without further ado, I get into it. We're gonna start this off. Get your books so you can make sure this ain't me talking, and remember some of these things, because I'm gonna show you why that chart is not right. You follow me and you look at it in the scriptures for yourself this time. I got time to take it here and show it to you. You got time to do it. The first thing that I'm going to show you with Numbers 1:18, the reason why I'm starting there is because you need to know how mankind is set up. God called how it was set up, but man say it's their way of doing it. For one, they say that the pedigree of some of the nationalities, I've heard them say through the mother, and that's not possible. The seed is of the man. So whatever your father is, that's what you are. So if your father is, say he's a Gentile, he can go and he can have, as many blacks or African American or Israelites. All of his kids that come out of his line is going to be Gentiles. I don't care if their skin is 10 times darker as mine. It's not the skin, it's the blood. So how's all these people that standing on the corners giving DNA tests by sight? They walk up to you and say, hey, do you know your nationality? Do you know what your nationality is? Find your nationality by looking at these signs. And it's got a whole bunch of people believing that. So we're going to show you through the Bible on why and what God said about how you can tell what a person and what tribe they belong to. Numbers 1, verse 18. Let me pull my device up. Numbers 1. I'll put this here so we can get the rolling in case I need more. Numbers 1, that would be here. Numbers 1 and verse 18.
Numbers.
I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you to stop. Close. Verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. So that was important for you to understand that their pedigrees, and that's their offspring, by their fathers. Everybody was labeled by their fathers. It can't be no kind of other way that you can do this. So we know that your pedigree is by your father. We established that. So we want to show you Jacob, how he became the father of Israel, because actually all those people on those tribes are descendants of Jacob. They should have been called Jacobites. So it wouldn't be no more confusion. It's just one name. But let's show you why they are called the children of Israel, because what most people don't know is Israel is one of God's name. Jesus' name, that's why he's called the Holy One of Israel. Okay? So let's go over here to make sure you know why Jacob got that name. Go to Genesis 32. We're going to read verses 24 to 28. Verses 24 to 28. Genesis 32, 24, 28. The 12 tribes can't be weird. We're going to lead all the way into it, but we want to lay a little ground rule to show you why these are the 12 tribes of Israel. Then we're going to show you where they at now to this day. And they can't be on the places they say they is. They can't be in two places at once. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince, thou hast power with God and with men, and has prevailed. So that's how he got the name of Israel, because he was wrestling with an angel, and the angel, he beat this angel. And you ain't never heard that nowhere. But our forefather, that's why we are called the princes, because we are descended of the prince that wrestled. He gave him his name. That's what Israel actually means, one that wrestles with God, one that fights with God. And boy, we are stiff-necked people that fight constantly with God. That's how you should be able to tell who you are. So that's how the name Israel came about, because he was wrestling with this angel. So now let's show you. We got to fast forward, because I can be here to tomorrow if I go through every bitty detail. So now we're going to get them and name these sons according to Exodus. When they was in Egypt, he already went down to Laban's house. We know about all those stories. When him and Esau fought, he left and went down there. He met Rebekah and all those things. Now we want to get you, for the sake of the story, get you to where the names of these people. So we want to match it up with that chart that they have floating around here. And I don't know if I got it up, but if you can pull up a chart that you see, it was on the cover. And we'll come back to it, and maybe I'll download one real quick to let you see it. But I call those names out. Those names are, it's just pure insanity. Exodus 1. These are the 12 tribes of Israel, 1 through 8. Now, these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man and his household came with Jacob. These are the 12 tribes of Israel. Listen at their names and match them up with that list. The first one with name was Reuben. Then you got Simeon. You got Levi. You got Judah. Then you got Issachar. You got Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel. The chart that we have has taken off taking off Joseph and Dan. So according to what I just read to you, now these are the names of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man with his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. So, and then it said all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. So that's the 12-1. Joseph was in Egypt already. So you got Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher, and Joseph. Brothers and sisters, that is the 12 tribes of Israel. So if you're going to have a chart, you cannot have a chart that has not Joseph and Dan on it. And let me show you how weird that is. Instead of having Dan and Joseph on the chart, they have down there that Manasseh and Ephraim has two kingdoms. These are the sons of one of the Israelites. So that just really destroys that whole chart. We really can close this up and go to bed, because if I read to you the 12 tribes of Israel, Joseph's son, how is it you don't have two of the tribes of Israel? We read this early, and I'm going to show you at the end that the Lord is going to have their names on one of the gates, the pearly gates that you're talking about. Why is Manasseh and Ephraim on this list, brothers and sisters? Pull your chart up and look at this bogus chart that they have, and you got the 12 right here, and you got you don't have Dan or Joseph on that list floating around. You got Manasseh and Ephraim, the two grandsons of Joseph, not a part of the promise. They were part of the thing, and I'm gonna show you why that these people were able to slick this stuff in here on there, but there's no way they can be on this hemisphere. They never got out of that region. Well, I'm gonna show you, they was a part of the northern kingdom that went into slavery with the Syrians. I'm gonna show you that. So how did they end up with Judah and Benjamin? That's why these guys don't know who they are, and I'll show you that in detail as we go on. And I'm gonna make further proof and give you some receipts. I bought receipts tonight, brothers and sisters, to let you see how some of these people look. And it's too many of them, because you can actually Google Israelites in all these other nations like Ireland and North Korea. They're here. Yeah, they're there. So how are they morph out to be Puerto Ricans? I'm gonna show you how some of these people look. Okay. So verse 6, and Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation, all of them generations, they died. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and they increased abundantly, and waxed exceedingly mightily, and the land was filled with them. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which he didn't know Joseph. So he didn't know Joseph, and before Joseph died, he had to have his sons Manasseh and Ephraim, which you all got on that chart. So how did they end up on the chart? And here go the 12 tribes of Israel that I just read to you right here. Something is a little fishy about that chart. Okay. So let's go over to Genesis 48, and let's talk a little bit about Manasseh and Ephraim, so we can see what's going on, why those people think that, you know, Genesis 48, that who they are. And this is way back in Genesis. So we talking about a long, long time ago, and they still got them on the chart today. How'd they get their descendants in? Wow. People fall for anything, the ones that's believing that without researching it. I hope you believe what you see and then go soundproof or check me out. Make sure that I'm not lying, because I can say anything. So I want to talk a little bit about those two people that's on that chart. Now, these two people are on the chart. These are Joseph's two sons. Remember that they're Joseph's two sons. We're going to talk about them way on down the line as we debunk that chart. They have Manasseh's two sons, not the two tribes. They took Dan off and they took Joseph off, right? So let's see why they are saying this, okay? And it came to pass, it's Genesis 48, and it came to pass after these things that one told Joseph, Joseph was still alive during this time, behold, thy father is sick. And he took with him his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. Genesis 48, you can find this in there, brothers and sisters, okay? So I'm way back in Genesis when Adam then was made, during all that time, how do you have them over in the Americas? How do you have them over in the Americas as the rulers of kingdoms? Verse 2, and one told Jacob, he said, behold, thy son Joseph cometh unto thee, and Israel strengthened himself and sat upon the bed. Israel is Jacob, and his name was changed that I just read to you when he's fighting that angel. And Jacob said unto Joseph, God Almighty appeared unto me at Luz in the lands of Canaan and blessed me. That's what Jacob said to Joseph. And he said unto me, behold, I would make thee fruitful and multiply thee, and would make thee a multitude of people, and would give this land unto thy seed for an everlasting possession. So when he's talking to him, he's talking about the portion of land that he's going to give all of his kids. And he's getting ready to bless him for keeping all them together and bringing and give his kids some land, a special portion of land that's going to be plotted out to Ephraim and Manasseh, not nations over in the Americas. So listen what he said. And he said unto me, behold, I will make thee fruitful and multiply thee, and make thee a multitude of people, and will give this land. This is the land he said he'd give to thy seed after thee for everlasting possession. Brothers and sisters, he did not say he's going to give to them that chart places Ephraim and Manasseh. He said he's going to give them this land, and they were in the land of Canaan, which is Israel today, which you're going to see that. I'm going to show it to you. And now thy two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt before I came unto thee in Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine. You see that? He claiming those kids. He said, them boys is mine. So they gonna get them a part of lesson. This is his grandkids. And as for me, when I came from Padan, Rachel died by me in the land of Canaan, in the way when yet there was but a little way to come up unto Ephrath. And I buried her there in the way of Ephrath. The same is Bethlehem. And Israel beheld Joseph's sons and said, who are these? And Joseph said unto his father, they are my sons whom God hath given me in this place. And he said, bring them, I pray thee, unto me, and I will bless them. This Israel for the really bless his sons, not bless him with the land that you see on that chart. Now the eyes of Israel were dim for age, so that he could not see, and he brought them near unto him, and he kissed them and embraced them. And Israel said unto Joseph, I had not thought to see thy face, and lo, God hath showed me also thy seed. And Joseph brought them out from between his knees, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth. And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand toward Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand toward Israel's right hand, and brought them near unto him. And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hand wittingly, for Manasseh was the firstborn. And he blessed Joseph and said, God before whom thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac did walk, the God which fed me all my life long unto this day, the angel which redeemed me from all evil, bless the last, and let my name be named on them, and the name of my fathers, Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him. And he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. And Joseph said unto his father, not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. See, the oldest is supposed to get the blessing. And this story is very significant. And it's also a reminder of the story of how he came. He fought out and he was the youngest. And he was holding on to his older brothers, Esau, who was supposed to get that blessing. So listen to what Jacob said. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. So that word right there, so he's saying Ephraim will have more, and he will become a multitude of nations, right? So that's more than one nation. Why would they say that he's on that list and he's the nation of the Puerto Ricans or the Cubans or whatever they said he is? It said this would be greater than him, and his seed, Manasseh's or Ephraim's seed, should become a multitude of nations. And he blessed them that day, saying, in thee shall Israel be blessed, saying, God make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh, and set Ephraim before Manasseh. And Israel said unto Joseph, behold, I die, but God shall be with you and bring you again unto the land of your fathers. Moreover, I have given to thee one portion above thy brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Amorite with my sword and with my bow. So what he did, he gave Joseph an extra portion. Where did he give him that portion? And he said he's going to give it to him in the land of Israel. We're going to read that to you. So there's no way that Ephraim and Manasseh should be on that chart when they said Ephraim is going to be of a multitude of nations. And listen up and remember that I said that to you, because I'm gonna read that to you later toward the end, but I want to do things in order. So you will know what Ephraim is, the multitude of nations that Ephraim is going to be called, okay? All right. So let's go over right now to 1 Kings, and let's first break up the 12 tribes of Israel so we'll know where they at. So they can't be in this Western hemisphere. You going against this book. If you saying that the tribes of Israel is on that chart, how are they on that chart and they right here in these same places right here too? It don't add up, brothers and sisters. So let's go over to 1 Kings 11 and let's show you what the Lord did with the 12 tribes of Israel, how he broke them up. Okay. Verse 11, 9 through 11 first. And the Lord was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice. And he commanded him concerning the thing that he should not go after other gods, but he kept not that which the Lord commanded. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, for as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant, remember that covenant, and my statutes which I commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and I will give it to thy servant. Lord don't play no games. You gonna do what he say, or he gonna take it and give it to somebody else, and you're gonna see that. Drop down to verse 30. He's talking to Solomon because Solomon was getting those other guys, so he's gonna break the two kingdoms up, and I want you to see that. So they can't be over here if they where they're gonna be where I'm showing you at. Down to verse 30. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him and rent it into 12 pieces that represent the 12 tribes of Israel, brothers and sisters. 31. And he said to Jeroboam, that's Solomon's son, take thee 10 pieces, For thus said the Lord, the God of Israel, behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and I will give 10 tribes to thee. 32. But he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel. So we want to see who these tribes it is he's talking about. He took 10 of the tribes away and gave them to Solomon's son. So now you got a northern kingdom and a southern kingdom. It's going to make sense later on, okay? We can go down and go to 34. Howbeit, 34, howbeit, I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him a prince all the days of his life for David, my servant's sake, whom I chose because he kept my commandments and statutes. 35, but I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. So he's going to give 10 tribes to Solomon's son. He ain't gonna do it to the only reason why he spared him because of David. And you'll know why David, because Jesus had to come through the tribe of Judah through David. That's why he ain't take that away. So let's pick this same story up in 1 Kings 12. We're gonna walk this down to you and go a little further so you can see it. So that chart can't be right. 1 Kings 12, we're gonna read 19 through 22. 19 through 22. So Israel rebels against the house of David unto this day. So Israel rebelled. Israel is the 10 tribes that was taken out of Solomon's hand. And then you got Judah, which is David, the king of the day, so that Jesus had to come through. So 10, 11. And then there was no inheritance given to the Levites. That's why it's 10. And you got the one tribe that he was left with, right? Which would have made 12. Which is Levi. The Levitical priesthood don't have inheritance. I'm going to read that to you. So that should tell you something about that chart too. How could they ain't got no inheritance back then. That's why he named 10 and one more 11. You're not going to see them nowhere with no thing. They don't get a portion. The Lord is their portion. So how are they the Haitians? How are they the Haitians? Come on, brothers and sisters. We gotta start thinking. And it came to pass when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him unto the congregation and made him king over all Israel. There was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah only. See, Judah always stayed with the kingdom because Jesus had to come through there, right? And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin, 180,000 men, which were warriors to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. But the word of God came unto Shemaiah, the man of God, saying, and he didn't want them to fight. I'm going to read 24. Thus saith the Lord, ye shall not go up nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearkened therefore to the word of the Lord and returned to depart according to the word of the Lord. So again, brothers and sisters, Israel was always fighting amongst each other. They couldn't get right. They broke those kingdoms down to 12. And this is a little tidbit. If you were from the nation of Israel, you was fighting then, which nation of people on earth is always fighting amongst themselves, killing their brothers and all that type of stuff, shooting them down like dogs in the street? I just thought I'd put that in there because usually a lot of people still don't even know they're from the tribe, but this is the situation of the characteristics of these people. Let's continue this story down and go a little further. 1 Kings 16. 1 Kings 16. 1 Kings 16. We're going to go a little further so you can see it. 1 Kings 16, 19 to 21. And it reads, for his sin, which he's sinned in doing evil in the sight of the Lord and walking in the way of Jeroboam, and his sin, which he did to make Israel to sin, that's that 12, that 10. And then when Benjamin came back to fight with him, so it's 9 up north. And then you got the 2 down that's still in the land. that he's still keeping, because Benjamin hung with Judah. Now, the rest of the acts of Zimri and his treason that he wrought, are they not written in the book of Chronicles, the king of Israel? Then were the people of Israel divided into two parts, brothers and sisters. Tibni, the son of Ginneth, to make him king, and have followed Omri. But the people that followed Omri prevailed against them that followed Tibni, the son of Ginneth. So Tibni died and Omri reigned. So they broke it up into two parts, brothers and sisters. But they talked about this in the book of Chronicles. Didn't they say that? So let's go find out what they said about this war between those two people in Chronicles. First Chronicles 5, verse 26. Two different kingdoms. First Chronicles 5, verse 26. And the God of Israel stirred up the spirit of Pul, king of Assyria, and the spirit of Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, and he carried them away, even the Reubenites and the Gadites and half of the tribe of Manasseh. And he brought them to Halal and Habor and Heber and to the river Gozan unto this day. So the king of Assyria took them away. So how is Manasseh over in the Americas when it said the king of Assyria took him and he carried them away, and he gone over in that region today? He's over in that region today, brothers and sisters. Okay? I mean, you can't get around this, and we're going to make further proof. I'm going to let you see that I'm going to show you some visual pictures of them and let you see how they are from the areas that they did. I'm going to bring it all the way up. It's going to make a lot of sense. So I want to make further proof about this divorce that he did of that 10 tribes, which is the northern kingdom. Most of those people on that list, is only 3 left that could be among the Gentiles, and that's Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They are encompass that whole mass, and you can't put it up because they're in every nation. That's what the book say, right? We gonna go against the book, or we just gonna make up our own stuff? Now I'm showing you clearly that Manasseh and them is his grandsons. How they the 12 tribes and then 2 of the grandsons? Let's further make proof of those Israelites and look at their behavior. He took them into 2 parts. Now let's go a little further. Let's go over to Jeremiah 3. Let's go. Let's get them out of this land, okay? Jeremiah 3, 6-8. The Lord said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, that's Hosea, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel have done? She is gone upon every mountain and on every green tree there, and have played the harlot. And I said, after she had done all these things, turn thou unto me, but she returned not. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it. They're 2 different kingdoms right now. You got Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, because Levi didn't have no inheritance, so they were scattered amongst all of them. So you got those 9 tribes, and you got some of the Levites up there with them too. So that's why they call 10. And you got those 3 that's coming down, that's going to be in the transatlantic slave area, which the only way they could be the ones that's filling up those charts. But you can't make a chart when they're in every nation. You'd have to go and redeem all these people that I'm going to show you. So it said, and after she had done all these things, turned down to me, but she returned not. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it, and I saw. And when for all the causes where backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also. So when he's in a covenant with the 12 tribes of Israel, you notice he divorced and gave a divorce like a marriage to him. He put them away. So the 12 or 10 tribes don't exist no more. They are divorced from the Lord until the appointed time. But he left a little light open because he left Judah around, Judah and Benjamin. And we're going to show you an example of how Judah and Benjamin, they came under one banner, under the tribe of Judah, which Jesus came. So that chart can't be right, brothers and sisters. So keep paying attention with this story. Let's go over quickly to Hosea 5 and dig a little deeper and see what he said about that house of Israel. Hosea 5, which is those, remember the Israel is the not 10 tribes with Levi, some in there, 9.5, if you want to call it. And then you got some Levites among Judah and Benjamin that are scattered around in the transatlantic slaves after the 70 AD. So they're the only people that could be on that list, but they would have to be in every province because they're everywhere. Hosea 5, 1 through 5, because we are the priests. Hear ye this, O priests, and hearken, ye house of Israel. So, and give ye ear, O house of the king, for judgment is toward you, because you have been a snare on Mizpah and a net spread upon Tabor. And the revolters are profound to make slaughter, though I have been a rebuker of them all. And I know Ephraim and Israel. He like to call you by your full name, because remember he said he's going to be a multitude of nations. Ephraim is now called Israel because they not the tribe. They combine them and put them all up under his banner. A multitude of nations that I told you that he was going to get when I read to you when he gave them the breast and the younger one. And Israel is not here from me. For now, O Ephraim, thou didst commit whoredom, and Israel is defiled. This is Joseph's son, Ephraim, that got this whole land, right? Verse 4. They will not frame their doings to turn unto their God, for the spirit of whoredoms is in the midst of them, and they have not known the Lord. And the pride of Israel do testify to his face. Therefore shall Israel and Ephraim fall in their iniquity. That's the one right there. Then they stop. That's that 9 kingdom he put under the banner of Ephraim, brothers and sisters. They can't be in the Americas. Judah shall also fall with them. So at some point, Judah gonna get taken out of the land. I'm gonna show you that later too, but they still around. We're gonna drop down to verse 9. Ephraim shall be desolate in the day of rebuke. Among the tribes of Israel have I made known that which shall surely be. The princes of Judah were like them that removed the bound. Therefore, I will pour out my wrath upon them like water. So he said, wherever Judah gonna be, that's us. Don't it look like he pouring his wrath on us like water? All the people in this hemisphere are feeling it. Not that chart. The Mexicans ain't going through any of this stuff they're doing that they say Issachar is. Issachar is over here in Assyria to this day. I'm going to read that to you. Ephraim is oppressed and broken in judgment because he willingly walked after the commandment. Therefore will I be unto Ephraim as a moth, and to the house of Judah as rottenness. Wow. So them two different things, you're making sure you know it's separate. They can't be that chart, brothers and sisters. 14. For I will be unto Ephraim as a lion. That's that whole 10 tribes that's in Assyria. And as a young lion to the house of Judah. Even I will tear and go away. I will take away and none shall rescue him. So how's that chart right in that he telling you this? When do you remember the Mexicans being in this hard bondage to what we got? Ain't the Mexicans coming cutting your grass, Israel? Ain't the Indians got reservations and land and been given reparations? So come on, y'all got to get out of this foolishness. It's a car sitting back smiling. You can't go in no neighborhood in Mexico and where say the strangers among you gonna get up very high. You can't go in the nation of Israel looking like us and try to sell nothing in their thing, in their house. Remember, they can fight. They got cartel. They doing all type of stuff. Where's your cartel at, Judah? Your cartel is against your own people, Judah and Benjamin, that's in these whole areas locked down. So let's go and finish making further proof back to this. Let's go over here to 2 Kings 17. We're going to go back over there and let you see some more of the foolishness that Israel be doing. 2 Kings 17. We're going to put it all together. It's going to make perfect sense to you. We're going to make sure we show you where the rest of these people at. Okay. So pay attention to this. By this time, Manasseh and Ephraim is still way back here because we in Kings. Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land and went up to Samaria and besieged it 3 years. Israel was in their land when he did this. In the 9th year of Hosea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria and placed them in Halal and in the harbor rivers of Gozan and in the cities of the Medes. Brothers and sisters, cities of the Medes is Russia. Assyria took them and came them into Halal and all those places, all through India and all those places back to some of these places in Africa. For it was so that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods and walked in the statutes of the heathen, which is nations, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and the kings of Israel, which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their God. And they built them high places in all their cities. Whoa. Ain't that how you tell you on every corner? On every corner you in your neighborhood, Israel, you got a church on every corner. So you know you ain't even seen it in Mexico. I would wonder, do they got a church in Mexico on every corner in the neighborhoods? Do they have a church on every corner in the Indians' neighborhoods? Do they have a church on every corner in the Cubans' neighborhoods? Come on, brothers and sisters. How can these people be these lanes? And the Haitians, you can see them. They can't be priests, and they ain't got no corners that they got Levitical. The whole priesthood is supposed to be there according to that chart. It said they built them high places in all their cities, and y'all doing that to this day, Israel. From the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves on every high hill and under every green tree. Don't every time you go, you see these images of these that look like these. Wait a minute, I gotta go put this up. I didn't plan to do this. I almost took this out. Do you not see that type of image? Do you see on all them churches you go to? You see all the different birds and all that stuff that they got images of, and they set them up images and groves in every high hill under every green tree, and there they burnt incense in all the high places. Don't they have them incense and candles lit at all these churches when they get ready to take Holy Communion? As did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger. For they served idols. Wherefore the Lord has said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah. He keeps separating them by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes according to all the law which I commanded to your fathers, which I sent to you by my servants, the prophets. Just a note, you killed all those prophets, Israel, that got you scattered to these lands. You killed every one of them. Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks. Wow. Like to the neck of their fathers that did not believe in their Lord, their God. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers and his testimonies, which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain. Who know who we are? Israel. And went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord had charged them, that they should not do like them. Boy, that sounds very familiar. We in every church on every day except the Lord's Day, your God. You go every Sunday, you in somebody's church. And it's different religions on Sunday that you're involved into. You go to with Savior's Day for the Muslims. You'll join that on a Sunday. It's always on a Sunday. Did you notice this? Wow. 16, and they left the commandments of the Lord their God and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove and worship all the host of heaven and serve Baal. That's what this cross represents. You see that cross up there? This is out in public, wood and stone for your eyes, brothers and sisters. And they caused their sons and daughters to pass through the fire and use divination and enchantments and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger. Therefore, the Lord was very angry with Israel, and he removed them out of his sight. Whoa, that's what we're trying to get at. He removed that 10 tribes with Manasseh, Ephraim, Issachar, all them people on that tribe. He removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. Also, Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord their God, but walked in the statutes of Israel, which they made. They was looking at their treacherous sister. And the Lord rejected all the seed of Israel and afflicted them and delivered them into the hand of spoilers. He had cast them out of his sight. He got rid of them. For he rent Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam the son of Nebat the king. Jeroboam drove Israel from the following the Lord, and he made them sin a great sin. For the children of Israel walked in all the way sins of Jeroboam, which he did. They departed not from him until the Lord removed all Israel out of his sight and has said by all his servants, the prophets. So Israel was carried out of the way, out of their own land until the Assyria until this day. So the 9 tribes, the 10 tribes, were carried out to Assyria to this day, brothers and sisters. Let me move that out of the way. They were in their land. When you hear in the Bible and it say unto this day, let me take my glasses off so I can show you, so I can't even see. Unto this day mean when you're reading this, this is the day he's talking about. So they got to still be there in that land if he said unto this day, brothers and sisters, okay? So all this time, Manasseh and Ephraim, they way out in the Assyria land someplace. I'm going to show you that coming up. But now I want to get to around the 70 AD time when Judah, Benjamin, and Levi is the only ones together. And let's watch them get put out of the land. Let's go over to 2 Chronicles. Just back right on up to the Chronicles of those kings. 2 Chronicles, go down one, and go up to 36. And we're going to read 14 through 16, brothers and sisters. Pay attention to this, because Israel is still there. They are still the one in the land, because by this time, Jesus had came there, and he was crucified, died. It wasn't nobody left but the house of Judah, and that was comprised of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And he predicted that they're going to get carried away in the transatlantic slave ship, and it happened 30 years later. He died in 33, something like that. In 30 some AD, and then 70 AD, 30 years later, this stuff happened. Okay, we're going to read 14 and 16. Moreover, all the chief of the priests and the people transgressed very much after all the abominations of the heathen, which is nations, and polluted the house of the Lord, which he had hallowed in Jerusalem. And the Lord, the God of their fathers, sent them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending them, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling places. Now his son then came already and did his job, so he tired. So this is what they did right now, the same way they do us when we come try to tell them that they're Israel, that you're a special people. They don't want to hear that. They mock the messengers. The Lord sent us to come tell you some of that stuff too. And this is what you do. They mock the messengers of God and despise his words and misuse his prophets until the wrath of the Lord arose against his people till there was no remedy. Hey, brothers and sisters, you was out of there. Judah and Benjamin, that land was desolate. Somebody else moved in that land after this. So now the transatlantic slave trading happened, and now Assyria got the other ones, so they can't be on that chart. That chart still got to be empty. So now Judah, Benjamin, and Levi is all over the nation. They're in every province under the world. It said that's where they was going to be at. But they're among the Gentiles. Where are the Gentiles at? That's all over in Russia. Then it say the Medes. Then it say Assyria, where he carried him through all those lands. Let's show you some of what that stuff is and what it looked like. Okay, let's go over here to Esther verses 1 through 4. Let's go. We want to show you this proof so you ain't just seeing it out of my mouth. Let the Bible tell you. I don't believe some of you guys know this was in there, but though he took those 9 tribes out of the way and they went to Assyria. Let's see where the king of Assyria and his land is and what he did. It's back in Esther, brothers and sisters. Esther 1. Let's read this. Now it came and passed in the days of Ahasuerus. This is Ahasuerus, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, over 127 provinces. That means that the king of Ahasuerus is reigning over 127 provinces from India, which is way over in the east in Asia. That's why they call that Eurasia, all the way down until Ethiopia, all the way through Africa. That's what Syria is at. Then listen to this. That in those days when the king of Ahasuerus sat on his throne of kingdom, which was in Shushan the palace, in the 3rd year of his reign, he made feasts to all the princes and his servants. The power of Persia, which is Iran, and Media, which is Russia, the nobles and princes of the province being before him, when he showed riches of his glorious kingdom and honor of his excellent majesty many days, and 180 days, right? So this is what this king was doing down in doing Esther time. He was running 127 provinces that stretched about. I'm gonna read that verse 1 again. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus the king, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, over 127 provinces. That's 127 provinces, brothers and sisters. Now let's make a little sense to you. Esther 8, we're going to go down and further prove. Esther 8, and listen at this. Esther 8, 1 through 17. And listen at this. On that day did the king Ahasuerus give the house of Haman the Jews. Now you're hearing the word Jews. Jews is the tribe of Judah only, right? The enemy of Queen Esther and Mordecai before the king, for Esther was told that he was unto her. And the king took off his ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it unto Mordecai. And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman. And Esther spake yet again before the king, and fell down at his feet, and besought him to put away the mischief of Haman the Agagite, and his device that he had devised against the Jews. The king held out golden scepter toward Esther. So Esther arose and stood before the king and said, if it please the king, and if I found favor in his sight, and the thing seem right before the king, and I be pleasing in his eyes, let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, which he wrote to destroy the Jews, which are all in the king provinces. All these people is in the king provinces, brothers and sisters. How can I endure to see that evil that shall come upon my people? Or how can it endure to see the destruction of my kindred? Then the king Ahasuerus said unto Esther, the queen of the Mordecai, the Jew, behold, I have given Esther the house of Haman, and him they have hanged upon the gallows, because he laid his hand upon the Jews. Write ye also for the Jews, as it liketh you, in the king's name, and seal it with the king's ring. For the writing which is written in the king's name and is sealed with the king's ring, that no man reverse. Then were the king's scribe called all that time in the 3rd month, that is, the month of Sivan, on 23 day thereof. And it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded unto the Jews, and to the lieutenants, and the deputies, and the rulers of the provinces which are from India unto Ethiopia. 127 provinces, unto every province according to the writing thereof, and unto every people after their language. So that goes something that you need to put in your thing. How they speak in Hebrew, and they got all those provinces that when they come together, they can't speak Hebrew no more. Hebrew was not even on the earth 2,000 years before that. For that time, brothers and sisters, Moses and them wouldn't even know what y'all talking about. What is this language y'all speaking? That's why he would say it from India to Ethiopia, where all those Jews, which are those those tribes together, because the only thing that's left as a Jew that hadn't been divorced is the tribe of Judah. So that's why they called all those people Jews, okay? Unto every province, or according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, and to the Jews according to their writing and according to their language. So they got to write them a language according to their nations in the provinces that they in, from Ethiopia all the way down to India, all the way down to Ethiopia. And he wrote in the king Ahasuerus' name, and sealed it with the king's ring, and sent the letters by post on horseback, and riders among mules, camels, and young dromedaries, wherein the king granted the Jews which were in every city, they're in every city, and to stand for their life, to destroy and slay, and to cause to perish all the power of the people and province that would assault them, both little ones and women, to take the spoil of them for a prey. Upon one day in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus, well, you know what he's at, right? Namely, upon the 13th of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, the copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, and that the Jews should be ready against that day to avenge themselves on their enemies. So the posts that rode upon mules and camels went out, being hastened and pressed by the king's commandment, and the decree was given at Shushan at the palace. And Mordecai went out from the presence of the king in royal apparel, blue and white, with a great crown of gold, with a garment of fine linen and purple, and the city of Shushan rejoiced and glad. The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. And in every province and in every city, whether so the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. Many of the people of the land became Jews, for the fear of the Jews fell upon them. So I want to do this real quick, brothers and sisters, and show you some of those Jews, because it said those 127 provinces was from India, all the way to Ethiopia. And you're going to hear more, but I'm going to list a few of them and show you. There's too many of them to pull, but I'll show you some of them, what they look like right now. So they can't be on that chart, okay? So take a look right here, brothers and sisters. This is India. They're called the cities. Who do they look like? That's the city tribe, Some of those people, the descendants of those ones that came all the way from, he said, when he went up to Assyria, they went up to 127 provinces. Manasseh and Reubenites were taken away by the king of Assyria. Here go the provinces that they was in, brothers and sisters. So there goes some more of them. That's how they look. What do they look like? Do they look like the traditional Indians that be selling in Dunkin' Donuts, brothers and sisters, or do they look like you? This is some of the tribes of them. We're going to go down and show you, making further proof. Now let's go over to the African continent and look at some of the Madagascar Africans. Look at that. Who they look like? These are the lost tribes of Israel. How could they be the lost tribe of Israel? They're showing them to you right here on this list. It's too many of them to show you, because there's proof. You can Google this and you'll see them all over. I Googled a few of them, but pay attention to them. We went from India. We showed you this. The city tribes, go on your thing. Those are the ones left over from Assyria and the Saharan trade by the Arabs, and they're called cities. I'll let you see them again. That's how you spell it when you want to go look at them. That's your cities. Now we're in Madagascar, right? Now I'm going to take you over into Ethiopia, where they have never left. The tribe of Dan, one of the 12 tribes of Israel that they got on the chart in this hemisphere. Look at his people. Look at the Danites. These are some of the Jews on that list. You see them? Pay attention to this, brothers and sisters. You can't get no clearer than this. So you all know about the movie Hotel Rwanda, the Tutsi people, when they was fleeing and leading out of them. Those are African tribes. And put in your thing, the Tutsis are Israelites, and they'll bring you up all type of articles on it. You spell Tootsies, Tutsi. Here how some of their people look. Don't these people, these are the Jews that's over in there was getting done in by the Africans worse than anybody. Look at these people's faces. Okay? Pay attention to this. From India all the way down through to Ethiopia by that river that they said over on the east of the Euphrates rivers, and they said in Russia they got them in all those places too. So you can pick them up and just put in there, say hidden blacks in, and you just put down in any one of these places and they're gonna pull them up. Or put the ghettos of those nations and they're gonna pull up and show you that, because the Lord is making proof. His people are scattered all over. They cannot be on that chart, and you looking at them right over here in Rwanda, in Ethiopia, the Falashas. Also put in there, look in there, Operation Solomon, and it'll pull up and put images, and it show you all these Jews that they airlifted out that they don't want you to see. Okay, let's look at these people right here. These in Ireland. That show you the black Irish there. So take your time and make that a little bigger. I know it's kind of small, but that's how the Irish look that are Ethiopian, black and Irish. Read this article. And they telling you about all the racism and the thing that they're doing over there. This is how the people look over in Ireland. Okay? Look at it. And read some of these stories and find out about your people, that they're catching it all over the place, because these are what these people are doing to them. They don't want you to know who you are, brothers and sisters, but that chart is telling you something else. Come on. It's not making no, we got to make it make sense. So you're looking at a lot of proof. I hope you can see it. Now, they ain't giving you no receipts. They showing you this. Now tell them to show you some pictures of the people that what they look like, and then I can say, hey, I stand corrected, but they can't show you none of this stuff. So let's get back to the story and finish this out strong and let you see that we was in Esther. We got a little bit more to go. So now I want to go and show you, I'm going to bring it up to speed and show you some more, like they were saying that Paul was. I want to show you that we are among the Gentiles. And if Paul, they got on that chart that he's from West Indies, right? He from the tribe of the because they say the Benjamites are the West Indies. Okay, so let's show you what Paul, who a Benjamite, said. Let's go over to Romans 11 and read one verse. So one hit a quitter, but it's gonna prove what I'm telling you, that the Jews are under the banner of one nation. Jews is Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. They are the three that's among the Gentiles that's in that hemisphere. So that chart can't be right. So let's prove that a little bit. Let's go over to Romans 11 and see what Paul said. Romans 11, we read one verse.
Romans 11.
I didn't tell you to read it, sir. I say then, have God cast away his people? God forbid. For I am an Israelite. Like all the brothers on the corner, yes, we are Israelites. Of the seed of Abraham. Yes, we are the seed of Abraham. Of the tribe of Benjamin. Now that chart that you see has Benjamin as the West Indies, right? So that means Abraham would look Paul would be like the West Indies. Now that's correct that they are Israel, but the West Indies, they came from like Jamaica and the Caribbean islands and all those places, and they migrated in the early 1900s. That they came a part of where they at right now. They call them West Indies, but they were on the transatlantic slave ships that started off from Spain and Portugal and all those places as well too, and they bought them down. But so if Paul's race was the West Indies, why would he say that? He called himself a Benjamin tribe, right? So then go over to Acts 21 real quick. Acts 21. And we got two verses there, 37 to 39. And Paul just called himself a Benjamite, and they got it on there. He's a West Indies, right? that he would be from that tribe. So how can he be from the West Indies and the Benjamites are them? And he said he's from the tribe of Benjamin and this other place here, 37 through 39. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek? Are not thou that Egyptian? So that show you what he looked like, which before these days made an uproar and led us into our wilderness, 4,000 men that were murderers. So they didn't know he was a Israelite, a Benjamite, and a Jew all at the same time, and the West Indies. Where was his fringes at, brothers and sisters? Did you ever stop to think about that? 39, listen to what Paul said. But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people. So he don't got no fringes on. He just told you that he was a tribe of Benjamin. You say the Benjamins are West Indies, and he telling you he a Jew. So take into account everything that I just said, brothers and sisters. How could that chart be right and the Benjamites are, who's right and who's wrong? The chart or what the Bible say? The Bible said that Judah, Benjamin, and Levi are all going to be under the banner of the Jews. You say the Benjamites got a whole dynasty over in the West Indies. The West Indies are actually under one of those banners. They mixed up between Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. So just you got to use common sense and stop this with that chart. And now we're gonna go over real quickly and read to you why Levi. Why Levi? The Levites can't have it. They don't get no portion. The land is the portion that they're talking about. So let's go over to Deuteronomy real quickly and speed this up and get down to Deuteronomy 18, brothers and sisters. Deuteronomy 18. Let's talk about the Levites, why they can't be the kings of Haiti over there. The Levitical priesthood, God put the whole Levitical priesthood, which is the Haiti. And you see what they're doing? You see what they're doing? They would be the ones that doing witchcraft and all these type of things. And you saying that that's God's priest alone. Come on, brothers and sisters. Come on. Come on. We got to make it make sense. Deuteronomy 18. Deuteronomy 18, 1 through 8. The priests, the Levites, and all the tribes of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire and his inheritance. Therefore, they shall have no inheritance among their brethren. So listen what that means. If you go to all them other versions, which I don't like to do, and I wouldn't do it for this purpose to suit my purpose, it says, therefore, they shall have no land among their brethren, brothers and sisters. You think I'm kidding? Get you one of them other funny books. In American Standard Version, that's what it says. Therefore, they should have no inheritance among their brethren. Inheritance is the land that those two brothers Manasseh, I'm going to read to you in the end, that they got. Not that they should have a land over in Cuba or Brazil or the Dominican Republic. Come on, brothers and sisters. And this shall be the priest's due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice, whether it be ox or sheep, they shall give unto the priest the shoulder and the two cheeks of the maw. The first fruit also of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thy oil, the first of them that fleece of thy sheep, shalt thou give them. For the Lord thy God hath chosen him out of all thy tribes to stand to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever. So those Levitical priests have been chosen to preach for the Lord forever. And he's going to pick them back up, but he ain't got them no more because the Lord canceled the whole Levitical priesthood. It's Melchizedek, okay? And if Levite come from any of thy gates out of all Israel where he sojourned, and come with all the desire of his mind unto the place which the Lord shall choose, then he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, and all his brethren, the Levites, do, which stand before the Lord. They shall have like portions to eat, besides which cometh of the sale of his patrimony. So he ain't got no lineage or no land to give. So tear the charts up, brothers and sisters. Tear it up, tear it up, tear it up. because the Levites never had a portion. I've been reading that to you all day. All day. And so you remember from India to all the way to Ethiopia, when those people that was in Assyria, where they at to this day. Let's show you that they were still around, and they came to Pentecost, and when they had those tongues on them, and this is why they had those tongues whispering in their ears, those fiery tongues, because remember that I was saying that they was learning the language in all the places that they was at. They couldn't speak Hebrew. How is it that you can speak it now, Israel? Let's go over to Acts 2 and make proof of this, and we want to hear some of these places where they came from, okay? And they went right back to their land, back to their provinces when this feast was over, because the Lord wanted the men to come up, 3 times a year to stand before him. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as a fire, and it sat upon each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Ghost, and began to speak with other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance. So the Spirit didn't go inside of their body. The Spirit sat on their tongues in the ear and gave them utterance. It gave them knowledge to speak. That's what the Spirit do. For all your people that's saying it was in them. Now you got to get the Holy Ghost. Come on, brothers and sisters. The Bible ain't saying that. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. So they came there for this feast, and all the nation under heaven what it was. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together, and they were confounded, because that they had heard every man them speak his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? Because they hear in their language of their native tongues. So listen where they was coming from, brothers and sisters. The Parthians and the Medes, that's over in Russia. You remember those when I was telling you the city of the Medes in Persia? The Elamites. The Elamites is a Shemitic tribe, some of Abraham's kids. And the dwellers of Mesopotamia, and in Judea and Cappadocia, and in Pontus, and in Asia. Asia is where I told you where India was at. From India all the way through to Africa, it's going through all those 127 provinces that came over here. Phrygia and Pamphylia, and in Egypt, and in the parts of Libya. Wait a minute. Y'all didn't know it's Israelites in Libya as well, too. They're still in that Syria to this day, and Cyrene. And get this, strangers of Rome that weren't Jews and proselytes. So they was getting them from all over, because this is for everybody. That throw your child away again, brothers and sisters. The Cretes and the Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of God. Wow. And they all were amazed and were in doubt, saying to one another, what mean is this? Because they was hearing from all those places that I just told you from. All these was Jews. I just showed you the picture of them. Them the descendants that came up for this feast, even though they was in Assyria to this day. They still there. They can't be in that chart, brothers and sisters. They just can't be. So let's go and go over to Isaiah. So let's let him tell you where they at to this day. And pay attention to this. Isaiah 11. We got 2 verses there. We're getting on down, brothers and sisters. And it shall come to pass in that day, the Lord shall set his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush. Cush is Ethiopia, and from Elam, remember the Elamites, and from Shinar, and from Hamath. And I tell you all that Hamath and all that stuff. And then he finally got around to the islands of the sea, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel. The outcasts is the ones that came that was speaking at that thing I just read to you. and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Brothers and sisters, we can't be on the four corners of the earth, then you gather just the Negroes in America on that chart. Then I tell you the West Indies was a part of that after 70 AD that came over and from the Caribbean islands and Jamaica and all those areas. Did I tell you that? You didn't want to believe it? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So let's show you why the inheritance of Ephraim, remember he said he's going to get a multitude of nations. Let's prove that out. We're going to prove everything that we said so there'll be none left on it. We got to show you why he said that he's going to have a multitude of nations under him, and Manasseh, going to have a portion of land in the land of Israel. When we come back, we're going to read that to you as well, too. We get ready to close. We got two more places to go. Let's go right here. Ezekiel 37. Ezekiel 37. Ezekiel 37. We're going to read 16 to 23. Let's see what he was talking about and make full proof of it, brothers and sisters. 16 to 23. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah. That's the one that's at the four corners of the earth that I just read, that he got scattered all the way around, not just the Negroes of America in the United States, on the west side of Chicago, in Louisville, Kentucky, in the ghetto, in all the urban places around. It ain't just them, brothers and sisters. Said, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel and his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim. Oh, now it's starting to make sense. Remember them many nations he got? Because when he bring them, he put them under the banner of them to this appointed time for all the house of Israel and his companions, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. So he telling you he gonna bring these nations back together. And Ephraim, when he said the youngest one, remember, he's gonna have multiple. He's gonna have multiple nations that he's gonna run over. He was talking about his brethren when he bring them back for the purposes of this. That's why when you go to Isaiah 1, it said Ephraim got fat and waxed fat in Isaiah 28, verse 1. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou show what thou mean by these? Say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, them in the multitude of nations, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them even with one stick of Judah. So he let you know those stick that's in Ephraim, he gave him when he blessed them. What poor Manasseh at with this stuff? And you got him a whole land of somebody. And make them one stick, and they shall be in my hand. And the sticks wherein thou writest shall be in thine hand before thy eyes. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land of the mountains of Israel. He gonna do this, brothers and sisters. And in one king shall be king to them all. Christ is your king. And they shall be no more two nations. Remember in the beginning, I broke those two nations up. Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms, no more at all. The Lord making that clear to you. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I, the Lord said, will save them out of all their dwelling places, not on that chart, wherein they have sinned, and I will cleanse them, so they shall be my people, and I will be their God. So, brothers and sisters, we brought this all the way down. We showed you proof why Manasseh, his two grandsons, and you don't got Dan and Joseph on this list. So now, when in Revelations 21, verses 1 through 3, when New Jerusalem comes down and the city is going to be intact, I want you to pay attention to the portion that's going to be that he's talking about giving Manasseh. But then I want you to pay close attention at the very end so you can hear the 12 tribes of Israel as they were, what that list should look like, because they are the original 12 tribes of Israel that I met with you on the beginning. And they're going to be until the end. That's why their names are on the gate. You ain't going to have Ephraim and Manasseh on those gates. You're going to have a portion in that land, which I'm going to read to you, but not on the gates. They're not the 12 tribes of Israel. It would be 14. But they got a lot of inheritance in their multitude of nations because their Joseph got a double portion. Ezekiel 48, our last spot, brothers and sisters. Ezekiel 48. 1 through 6. 1 through 6. Now these are the name of the tribes from the north end of the coast of the way of Hethlon, as one go up to Hamath, Hazanian, the border of Damascus, northward to the coast of Hamath. These are the sides east and west, a portion for Dan. Remember I was telling you about Dan? And the side of the west side, a portion for Asher. And by the border of Asher from the east side to the west side, a portion from Naphtali. These are their houses and their lots that they've been given. And by the border of Naphtali from the east side, the west side, a portion for Manasseh. Oh, this is where he's getting his portion at. And by the borders of Manasseh from the east side and the west side, a portion for Ephraim. Oh, they was getting a lot for their inheritance. Did he say that? Wow. And the border of Ephraim from the east side to the west side, a portion for Reuben. And by the border of Reuben from the east side, a portion of for Judah. And it goes on, and on. So they got their lots of inheritance that when he touched them on their side, he told them, I'm going to give you this land, right? So you can read all the rest of them because they're going to be mixed in with 14. It's going to be those two along with the 12 tribes of Israel. But we want to end this with letting you know when that New Jerusalem comes down, when it comes down, brothers and sisters, this is what it's going to look like, okay? This is what it's going to look like. Read the names of it on there, and I'm going to go and highlight it and let it tell you. Verse 30 through 35. 30 through 35, and I'll let it tell you because it sounds so much better than me. So you listen to this portion on there. I'm going to make it talk. Make it talk for you so you can see who names on there and read to you who these 12 tribes of Israel is. So that. And I'll read it. And these are the goings out of the city on the north side, 4,005 measures. At the gates of the city, remember in Revelation why I told you they say they may enter in through the city through the gates. Remember I told you to be on the lookout. There's going to be 12 tribes named on those gates. And the gates of the city shall be after the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. Compare your chart to what you hear right now. These are the gates of the 12 tribes of Israel. So therefore, these are the 12 tribes of Israel. So listen for these names. 3 gates northward, 1 gate of Reuben, 1 gate of Judah, and 1 gate of Levi. Reuben was the first gate because he's the oldest, right? Then they put them according to age. It looked like so far. 32. And at the east side, 4,500 and 3 gates, 1 gate of Joseph. Oh, he is in there. 1 gate of Benjamin and 1 gate of Dan. Joseph and Dan wasn't even on that list, brothers and sisters, but they the 12 tribes of Israel. And at the south side, 4,500 measures and 3 gates, 1 gate of Simeon, 1 gate of Issachar, and 1 gate of Zebulun. So poor Issachar, they got him thinking that the Mexicans is Issachar. Here he go in the 12 tribes of Israel. He looked like those people that I showed you from up there in the Madagascar and Egypt and Ethiopia and Libya. He can be all in places, but he can't be in Mexico. 34. The west side, the 4,500 and their 3 gates, One gate of Gad, the Native Americans. Oh my goodness. He was up in Assyria too, where he's at to this day that the Lord said he's going to recover. One gate of Asher and one gate of Naphtali. It was around about 18,000 measures, and the name of the city in that day shall be, the Lord is there. New Jerusalem came down, and the Lord is there. Brothers and sisters, I hope that you can see without clarity. If you still want to believe that chart, that's on you. I ain't mad at you. I pray that you got some understanding what I tried to bring today. You can go further and check out by putting, like what I said, put in ghettos of Switzerland, ghettos of all these places, and you're going to see Israelites, especially among the Gentiles, those three that I told you, and then those ones that are in Africa from all the way from India and 127 provinces to Ethiopia. They can't be on their list because they still in those lands, brothers and sisters. Let me check and see if we have some comments. I see my people, Jay Myers. Let me see who it is. And then we got a lot of comments that I didn't see. And there go, he putting this up there. Let's see. Oh, my brother's in the place. Happy Sabbath to you, Eddie Israel. Joe Cars, peace and blessings. My brother, Greg Pace. Greg, peace and grace in Jesus' name, mighty name. Happy Sabbath, brothers. Peace and grace to you, Greg, always. Man, my little brother right there. He gonna probably do a lesson just like this. It's gonna even go further than what I'm doing. Okay. Then we got Mr. J. Myers. Wherefore Levi have no power, no inheritance with his brethren. Good. Thank you, Mr. Joe. Numbers, they have no presence. You can go to Joshua 14:3 and then 13:4. They're gonna tell you the same thing. I got so many verses I couldn't even put them on there, Jay. Thank you for clearing that up. It's real clear that those charts are all the way off. They got no inheritance. This is all what it's about. The portion of your lots and your land that you're giving. You know, Jay Myers, I'd like to connect with you if you want to talk more about it. Look at that email across there. Put your information in there. We can talk. So you okay? Thank you, brother, for coming out and being with us. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody got some education about this, and I'm not trying to say that to piss nobody off, but this is in brotherly love, telling you that these charts that you all got out here to say it ain't so. Now, unless you heard everything that I read, go back and read this and go check it out yourself, because they just not gonna be there. It's insanity. I read to you Numbers 1 verse 18. You have the pedigree of your father. If you Israel, you're gonna be Israel forever. Once he changed his name, he was Israel forever. How are you going to morph off into a whole 4, 5, 6 different nations? Come on, it ain't making sense, brothers. And they want one sign. And they say this. They always tell you, go back to Deuteronomy 28 and all those curses. That's why we believe that we are the Mexicans, the Native Americans, the Indians, and the children of Israel. And the biggest sign in there, it said that they're going to be taken away into all nations of the earth by slave ships. Go look at see who the cargo on those ships. All those names were named after the Lord. They didn't have no name like Jesus and the Brazilian names and all those things. They show pictures of black people scattered and packed up like sardines on those ships, brothers and sisters. Where was those Mexicans and stuff at? Then they got their own land. Come on, we got to get out of this. But we ain't got nothing against no other nation. The Lord is the one who separated the families, and he gonna bring them all together like those sticks, like I said. Okay, so if anybody got something, put it in the comments. I read all the comments. I respond back to you. If you can show me different, put it in that email, nointerpretations@gmail.com, because we truly ain't gonna give no interpretation, brothers and sisters. So with that, I'm gonna play a song and say good night to you. Good night to you. Good night to you, and happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath to you. Let some of these faces be up there on the screen so you see who we is. Play this song and we'll go from there. And it's me singing the song. Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's the protocol. Woo.
Best beats in North America.
From slave to king to priest to Lord to Father, glorified in his name.
From slave to king to priest to
to Lord, to Father, glorified in his name. From slave to king, to priest, to Lord, to Father, glorified in his name.
Abba Father, Abba Father, Abba Father, Abba Father.
Rev 1, Father to Son, angel to me, I'm a priest. 3,000 years to get this knowledge. I was chasing girls instead of playing ball in college. I counted as a loss like Paul and didn't acknowledge that we just dust and it's a must that we just earn his trust. I tried to run, he said this son that it ain't no fun. Hebrews 10 verse 30, I always been dirty. Yes, I've been a priest since 30.
Abba Father, Abba Father, Abba Father, Abba Father.
Rev 1, Father to Son, angel to me, I'm a priest.
82 is the year my mama gave birth. Bread in this trifling world, we dealing with the curse. Bread 3,000 years he wrote the end from the beginning. All praises to the Most High. That's why we winning. All things are possible through Abba. I know you listening. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician? Is there no recovery for my people's condition? We started off as slaves. Yeah, and now that word I crave. Yeah, it started off a dream. Yeah, and now we harvest kings. That's why we face to the east, cause we a nation of priests. 11 bread is the feast. Yeah, now bear witness to the true living God and watch him conquer the beast.
Abba Father, Abba Father, Abba Father, Abba Father, Abba Father, Abba Father, Abba Father.